Hello guys, and welcome to Steel Division 2. Today we're going to be continuing with the Axis-sided campaigns, having previously won the Orsha campaign on the Axis side. This time we are starting Berezina. June 26th to July 3rd, 1944. The German front is broken. Soviet mobile forces are racing into Army Group Center's rear to isolate and capture its command and logistical centers. Meanwhile, the Germans are cobbling together whatever forces they can to hold the red tide long enough for powerful reinforcements to arrive. Let's read the campaign description. Vitebsk has fallen and its garrison, an entire army corps, surrounded and destroyed. The same fate awaits in the hours to come, the last defenders of Orsha still fighting. The German front has been smashed, and the Soviet exploitation troops have already been inserted in the breach and are racing toward Minsk. German High Command reacted to the crisis as it could, mobilizing whatever rear area units it could to act as breakwater to stem the red tide, protect Minsk, and re-establish a defensive line to give survivors from Vitebsk and Orsha a chance to return to friendly lines. Soviet and German forces you can see there. We are going to have access to the 5th Panzer Division eventually. But let's of course select the German side. We'll select hard difficulty, which is the hardest, and we'll jump straight in.
If some German generals have been able to foresee the impending enemy offensive, all are shocked by the violence of the Soviet assault when it is unleashed on the morning of June 22nd. Artillery, planes, and rocket launchers devastate the German first and support trench lines, while the survivors are immediately overwhelmed by Soviet assault troops. In a matter of days, Vitebsk, Orsha, Mogilev, and Bobruisk, the main strong points of the German defense, fall or are surrounded. The 3rd Panzer Army and 9th Army are pushed back in different directions, leaving the 4th Army between them, surrounded on both sides and in danger of encirclement. By then, Minsk is only defended by a string of security troops hastily cobbled together and thrown against the Soviet tanks, while the mighty 5th Panzer Division is dispatched in a hurry and piecemeal to stem the red tide.
Orsha is about to fall. Army Group Center's front is broken, and what remains of the 4th Army is in full retreat. No major German unit now stands in the way of the Red Army's march toward Minsk and Molodechno. This railroad link is vital to the Wehrmacht. It is the Army Group's lifeline. Cutting it is one of the major Soviet objectives. The Berezina River is the last natural obstacle the Germans can use to slow down the Red Army, especially the bridges near Borisov. The 5th Panzer Division has been dispatched as reinforcements, but its lead elements are arriving piecemeal in Minsk. Meanwhile, the river is only defended by a weak screen of security troops. Your orders are to hold Minsk and Molodechno at all costs, and, if possible, to hold on to Borisov at least until July 1st in order to give the 4th Army a fighting chance to fall back south of our positions. A detachment from the Vichy LVF is entrenched at Babr with the support of a few Tigers, and has reported the Soviet vanguard advancing on the highway. Soviet troops storm Orsha. The German garrison is living its last hours. Hold Minsk and Molodechno until July 2nd.
Here we are in the Berezina campaign. Going to be the Soviet turn first, so we'll just watch their movements. Now, it has been a little while since I played the Berezina campaign on the Soviet side, so I'm not entirely sure what we're up against. I think they do have a lot of T-34-85s and such, but we do have some Tigers and Panthers available to us eventually. Here with, for example, Battle Group 1 Altrock, we've got some Tigers ready to go as well. Now we are already under attack. The 10th Guards Motorized Battalion has bumped into the 3rd Battalion of the 638th Infantry Regiment. We'll call in Battle Group 1 Altrock. And I'm tempted to bring in the 1st Battalion of the 638th, but I think instead, we'll bring in our aircraft. We do have some aircraft at the start. The 1st Night Bomber Group here. which has loads of Ju-87s with a bunch of different payloads. Alright, let's jump into the tactical battle. And this should be quite simple. It looks like they only have one battalion actually attacking us. So the 10th Guards Motorized Battalion, and it's a breakthrough defense. So we do, of course, have some bunkers to put down, but it's going to be a pretty simple deployment, so we'll just do this quickly. Just got to make sure that we cover off the roads. So I'll have the 75 bunker on the hill there, and then we'll have, I guess, a couple of 80 on the main roads just to shoot stuff that comes and reinforces. It will let me place them, that is. Probably putting them too close to the front. There we go. I will put one pointing up this road. We'll have one shooting across. And have another one just here. And then we'll have another 75 up on this hill. And we can have a 50 on the left. And a 38 probably looking down this road. It may be best to have the 75 looking down the road and then the 50 on top. We'll do that instead. Right, with the 37 on the left-hand side. We do have some MG bunkers that we can use. I'm just going to place them quite liberally forwards. I squeeze that in beside the 37. We'll put down the MG bunker first. Then the 37 next to it. I probably want an MG somewhere on this right hand side. I think I might just do one here. And then we'll have one maybe here as well. Great. We do have our Tigers, so we'll make sure to place them down. I have a couple on the right hand side there covering the hill. We'll have maybe one or two on this hill as well, with one in the center just ready to defend wherever we need it. As for the Shuma, I'm probably not going to go too crazy with these. We could maybe just set down some trenches though, some long trench lines. We do also have the machine guns. We could place these about. And we'll drop in a bunch of machine guns. I'll put them into the buildings. All the high buildings. And do we have any more in this one? No. I might have one of these on the right. I think there's a church here, yeah. We'll put that into the church. Alright. We have the AT with the bunkers. We just need like LVF Grenadiers. Let's just put them in a few trenches. Just to kind of help defend these areas. And then we can just spread out some command and then we'll be good to go. Placing down all the infantry first. Reason being is we can then just put the trenches on top of them. Probably going to need a few more infantry on this left hand side. So let's just bring in some Shuma to go with those. Cool. Not even sure they're going to get that close. Right, we'll bring in a commandant. Probably like here would be a good idea. And then we can bring in the LVF Führer like 1,000 meters to the left of that. And we can bring in another one, say here. It'll be fine. That will then give command to those two bunkers. We'll also give the commandant command area to that whole area there, which is nice. I'm actually going to place down a few more Shuma. I will have some in front of here. I'll have some in front of here as well. We actually do have the Superführer we can use as well, and I think this probably comes with the commandant. It does. So let's just have the commandant in there with the Superführer on either side. And the reason I'm bringing up the line of sight tool is because it allows me to measure 1,000 meters. So I can put them in decent positions. Alright, that'll do. We'll just get the trenches down wherever we need them. I'll actually put trenches across there, so I'm going to move all of these just over here. And we'll give them one big trench. Give that a small trench. It's easily the fastest way to do it. Just put down your infantry first, then just place trenches wherever you need it. Otherwise you go around placing trenches and then you find out that you need them in places you'd otherwise want them. Especially when they're like small trenches like this, it works out nicely. Cool, not going to really bother with any barbed wire, I don't think we need it. And let's bring in a recon aircraft from the start. Cool, off we go. Oh, they have some tanks. What tanks do they have? Those are Valentines. Well, I guess they're not going to be any real trouble for our Tigers. So that's absolutely fine. Let's speed things up. And with each of the ticks, we can bring in a bomber. We can get these Ju-87s, of course, with the 500 kilogram bombs and so on. Now, they do actually have some mortars, so we're going to have to probably take them out. We get 12 of these Ju-87s with 500 kilogram bombs. So let's just bring in the first one to take out that mortar. Oh, that's one unit already destroyed. We'll just keep things sped up. I think this is going to be quite quick. The A-10M trying to engage my Tiger from max range. It's not going to end well. We'll just fly across the front here. Another mortar there that we found. Let's just bring in another 500 kilogram bomb. Is that another one on the far right? It is indeed. We'll go and take that out as well. Just going to keep eyes on it so I can target it directly. And then we can fly back to the other side. A very slow start to the campaign, since this is just a recon regiment. But if we get the total defeat onto them, they will be disorganized, I assume. It looks like we got a transmission damage on our Tiger on the left-hand side there. Just look at this lovely view. Beautiful as the sun reflects off the wings of the Ju-87. It just looks so beautiful in this game. Here it goes, that big 500 kilogram bomb. Bit of a strafing run. Boom, job done. Meanwhile on this side, Tiger's just got Overwatch. I might move this Tiger forwards a little bit so it can assist the other. And we'll bring in some more recon. Great, and we'll speed things up again. The Ju-87s are slowly reloading. They are probably going to have more than 3 motorcycle mortars because we are on hard difficulty, so it will increase the overall availability. Quite a lot of units in there that we could bomb, honestly. And I'm tempted to try and take out the commanders. Now let's just leave this one flying around on the right hand side. We'll move to the left hand side with the Ju-87. And what I'm going to do is we'll just target whatever we see. Yeah, let's just put 2 bombs onto that Valentine. We'll bring in maybe some bombs further across. Yeah, let's bring in these 2 and bomb the Valentine there. I'm just gonna see if we've killed anything on the left hand side here. The BA-10M shouldn't be there, the Valentine shouldn't be there. Yeah, it looks like we managed to kill it, which is good. 2 minutes until victory. Cool. Let's just put them all onto auto strike and they can just do their own thing for the last minute or so. They'll just automatically target any previously seen units. I'm going to bomb that Valentine though for sure. Just going to change the direction of any of the bombers that are targeting the same thing twice. Alright, 10 seconds left. Job done. We barely needed to even set up defenses. Probably could have just had 5 Tigers sit there and we would have been fine. That's 36 kills, 0 losses. Great start. Great start indeed. And with any luck, it will actually destroy the recon, but I don't think it will. I reckon they'll just be disorganized. And if they are, it may actually be worth just destroying them so they can't initiate attacks like that in the future with their 4 action points. Right, it's into our turn. Great, yeah, so we will take this out. I guess we'll probably just use the one closest. But ultimately here, we're probably going to start falling back. So this is the Berezina campaign map. I'll take you through what I plan to do actually before we do any more movements. But basically I'm going to try and fall back to Borisov and this bridge here. And that's where we'll try and hold the line for most of the campaign. I'm also planning to try and defend this top side as well. Hold on to this objective. If we could hold on to all 4 objectives for the entire campaign, that would be fantastic. So we'll give that a good go. But I'm not sure if that's going to be realistic. Regardless, let's just take these out. Nothing can reinforce them. Fantastic. Okay, and then we're going to move back. So probably best to stay on the highway. But we are going to break these defenses and just do a runner. Bring back Battle Group von Altrock. They aren't going to be able to speed down the road too fast because this unit is still there. We're going to get these back ASAP because I'm going to need units that can dig in. Although I don't think Battle Group von Altrock can. We're going to have to use the 860th Territorial Infantry Battalion, potentially. Although we're going to need all we can get on this top side, I think. All the reinforcements coming on this bottom highway. So the Minsk reserves and group of von Gottberg can deploy up here, basically anywhere on the train line. And nothing can really get to the top side. So I think what I'm going to do with like all of the units in the backside here, all the reserves, we'll just send them to the top. And then everything here on this loose line can consolidate at Borisov. We can in fact bring in the Panzerabteilung 505, which is the 505th Heavy Panzer Battalion. But we don't have enough points to do so. So it may be worth just saving the extra 15 or the 20 points this turn. Get 15 points next turn, just bring them straight in. That would be fantastic. The Minsk Reserve, that gives us a bunch of ragtag tanks, including Panzer 35s, Panzer 3s. There's some T-34s in there, SPW 204s, and also the Multi-Wildfangwerfer. And then there's the AA. That gives us 7 AT-8s to use, which is pretty nice. Since I'm unlikely to actually have much AA at Borisov, since I'm probably going to send this mixed AA battalion up to the top side, having this Minsk reserve come in eventually, I think it's going to be important for us to set up an AA net. Although in general, I'm probably actually going to be using the AA on the front line. So there is that. Alright, let's continue to move our forces. We are, as I said, going to do a runner. Just trying to get away from these units. There is actually the 25th Tank Brigade and the 32nd Tank Brigade here. These have so many T-34s. It's actually ridiculous. That is... How many is that? It's like 50 odd? 54? Plus the command tanks. Damn. And that's going to be an extra 50% on top of that because of the hard difficulty. So this is going to get nasty, guys. And what are we defending with? Citroens? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Right. Let's continue back with these guys. I'm just going to have them zoom on back. This seems like a relatively consolidated battle group, honestly. Which is quite nice. Yeah, our breakthrough defenses are going to have to be on point during this campaign, guys. This is going to be very difficult. Alright, let's bring that one down towards the highway. This one can just head down this road towards that bridge. Cool. So yeah, we're just breaking away from the front line. We will lose this reinforcement point, but that's okay. Maybe we can push back and take it later down the line. Oh, look at this poor police regiment right here. Damn. They're in a pretty rough spot, aren't they? Let's move down to here. I'm kind of worried that they might be able to attack them. But I want to be on the road to kind of prevent them from using the road themselves. We can't go on this river. What I'm going to do, I think, we'll move to here. And we'll dig in next turn. Then we'll have 2 squares up just here. Then another 2 squares up, another 2 squares up, and so on. Alright, let's shift these guys up. All of these security regiments need to come and help me support that defense. Do have another AA. This one has captured Russian AA. And this one just has straight up 88s. Alright. Yeah, the Minsk guys can zoom up here as well. Fantastic. So that is, in fact, all of our movement done, I believe. Units are very spread out at the moment, but yeah, we'll consolidate at Borisov and that bridge, and then also at Bogomol on the top side. Let's end the turn. Great, so the 5th Panzer are getting here, and next turn I can call in the Tigers, of course. As long as we keep blocking the roads on the way back, they won't make too much ground. But they do have a lot of armor, guys. Like an absolute ton of armor. Wow. 35th Tank Brigade here, going to be chasing down the 1st Battalion of the 17th SS Police Regiment. Blimey. Alright, start digging in, boys. You can go here. Start digging in next turn. These guys, I'm not even sure we're going to make it to this top side. If I'm completely honest. But we'll try. We'll try. This does have a couple of Tigers. That's pretty nice. That will help us out a little bit. Tigers in the right positions can quite often do a ton of damage. But we do still need to fall back here. Now, this is actually really risky. With this 2nd Security Regiment detachment, I'm not sure they're going to be able to make it back. Maybe if I hold the line here, we will see. I guess they can always just go cross-country if they have to. I'm going to abandon that position, and hopefully these can get round onto the highway. Good. I'm going to move back the artillery. Oh, where's actually the reinforcement point? It's there. Alright, so we're going to want to deploy probably a couple squares away from that, so that I can still bring in reinforcements. So I'm going to move that to there, and then we'll have the defensive line on the right side of that in front. Now these can't dig in, so we're going to have them in our back line. We just got to plan out this defense. Just a lot of strategic movement at the moment, as opposed to the tactical battles. I can move there and probably dig in next turn with that unit. And this one's going to come down, and we won't leave them at Borisov, we'll move them up. I could also send this 860th Territorial infantry battalion up there as well, because that will just give us some spare Landesschutz and Ost to use in any defense. Right, is that every single unit moved again? I think it is. There's not really any attacks that are going to occur, I believe, at the end of the turn, unless a recon unit has caught up with us somewhere. Alright, just cede more land. Well, there we go. Goodbye, Orsha. That unit on the top side there, that's a recon unit just piling through. This is very scary, guys. Like the swarm of AI just coming towards us. And the Soviets just pushing in. T-34-85s in tow. This poor unit is going to have to just go across through the trees. They can't come down the road. Okay. Damn. This is ridiculous. I'll dig those in. I'm going to move them in between. We'll have these guys come up as far as they can. But I think we're going to get potentially cut off here if I'm not careful. At least we're going to have those defenses in position. We should be able to hold off. I can, in fact, bring in the 505th Heavy Panzer Battalion. But we should probably have a look at what else we can bring in throughout this campaign. So, we have the foreguard here, which is the 89th Armoured Pioneer Battalion, which are quite elite, actually, and the 5th Recon Panzer Battalion. And then we got the Panzer Grenadier Regiment, which is the 13th Panzer Grenadier Regiment and the 1st and 2nd Battalion of the HQ. Cool. After that we have Panzer Regiment 31, which is the 1st and 2nd Battalion, which has a lot of Panzer IVs and also the Panther A's. You got some Panther G's there as well. On the 28th we get the reserves, which includes the 5th Panzer Division HQ, another AA, the 53rd Tank Destroyer Battalion. Oh, those will all be useful. I think, honestly, I should bring in the Panzer Abteilung 505 now, and maybe we could send them up to the top side, because I'm not sure we're going to need them down the bottom side. Like, up here is where we're going to be stretched then. So I'm thinking of just sending some Tigers up there. We'd have to bring them in at Borisov and then just zoom them up. I think that's fine. And then, down on this bottom side, we can use the Panzer Regiment 31 with the Panthers, like the abundance of Panthers, to try and break down some of the tanks that they're going to be bringing in. But damn, they are on our heels. It's going to be ridiculous. I should probably use these units as frontline, because they are much more healthy and they seem to have a lot more like AT guns and stuff than the other units. The other units can all be like reserves. So let's put these two in the front like so. And then we'll dig in both of those. This one needs to be sat behind. That one can sit in front on the flank, although is there a better unit I could put there? There certainly is. We could put like Battlegroup Weissig there, which is the SS Schupo and the FKs. I think those are better. Again, anything with AT should sit on the front. And then the thing without AT should sit at the back. The 2nd Battalion of the 44th Security Regiment, they can just stay on the bottom side there. I don't want to spread out too much, because we want to make it so that all the units here can help defend each other if needs be. But I guess we can sort it out next turn. Alright, those guys should be digging in. We can bring those in behind. Great. And these ones need to go up. Battlegroup von Anhalt. Okay, cool. Right, these ones are zooming up this road with the 659th Fortress Battalion. Blimey. certainly going to be cutting it close on this top side with that recon coming through, but maybe we can cut off the recon if it goes too far. There is always that possibility. The second security regiment's like, wait for me! As it runs back. Oh dear. We're going to be leaving men behind in this one, that's for sure. Okay, well, that's all good. We do have 20 points to spend. I mean, I could bring in the Minsk Reserve, but I am going to save, I think, for the next set of Panthers. Give me 2 more turns until we can get those. I think that cost 50, didn't it? Yeah, 50. Yeah, 2 more turns and we'll have exactly 50 points, so that works out nicely. Cool. Let's end the turn again.
Surrounded German garrison of Bobruisk is attempting a breakout.
There they go. Good luck, Bobruisk.
Available with 5th Panzer Division.
And the Panzer Regiment is now available. We can't afford them yet. So we intercepted a unit there. That's good. Right, they are really butting into that top side. I wonder what the recon will do. Try and go around the back of us. Kind of annoying. Now, holding on to that point is going to be so difficult, but we can make them pay for it. We can really make them pay for it. How far can we get? We can get up to this road here. And it looks like what I'm going to have to do is actually dig in on this top side road. And then have these guys kind of block this road for the time being. We don't have any more aircraft we can call in to support. We're going to have a very, very difficult battle up here, guys. Incredibly difficult. Let's try and sort out our defense on this bottom side. It'll probably be worth attacking the 75th Guards Motorized Battalion because they're kind of screwing up my defenses already. But we're going to dig in these ones so they're ready next time around. We can attack with Battle Group von Alterock and probably Battle Group Walter. Maybe the 2nd Battalion of the 44th Security Regiment as well. Let's see. This has a lot of men in it. I'm going to put them there. The Territorial Infantry Battalion. And probably head over here. That's fine. Then we'll just have these guys fill in that there. And these guys behind those. This one's going to come across. Keep running. We'll dig all of those in. I'm going to get this one into here and we'll dig in. This can move behind and that will be fine. But we're obviously going to attack these guys this turn. So let's go ahead and do this. It should be a relatively simple battle. They have the BA-10Ms. They do have some T-34Es. So I'm going to have to be a little bit careful with how we play it out. But for the most part, I think we're okay. We'll just use the Battle Group Walter and the Battle Group von Alterock, since neither of those need to be dug in, and then we can bring in some aircraft. Good. Otherwise, what's going to happen if we leave them there is they'll move these guys up, they'll initiate the attack with the recon, and then we're going to be in trouble. But I'm actually not sure if I want to use my aircraft, because I will likely need them on the top side. Let's not use the recon. Not the recon, the bombers there. Alright, I think I'm just going to tactical battle with 2. Should be enough. And they're going to have more than 9 T-34s. It's actually going to be nearer 15 because of the difficulty. So we're going to have to be prepared for that. Which means I'm going to have to be on point with my placement of the packs. I'll probably deploy most of the packs in the same place so they can overwhelm the T-34s if needs be. I'm going to put them all, say, up here. As soon as we break down the T-34s, it's job done. Bring a Sturmfjorder with them. Give them the extra veterancy. Great. Then we're going to have 2 sets of Tigers. We're going to have probably a couple on the right here. It's a nice open ground, so it should be okay. And then on the left we'll have 3. With the idea being that they can cover whichever way the T-34s potentially come. We do have 3 more Pack 40s. I'm actually going to have these Pack 40s not come in at the start. Well, we will have them come in at the start, but not for this position. This position we're going to use Opel Blitz to get them into position quicker, because they could just charge down this road. On the left-hand side, we can use the standard Pack 40s in the slower vehicles, the SDKF Z10s. I could put maybe one here. We should cover that left side from that ridge, so that's kind of what I'm counting on. I could, however, still place one in the center here. It's not too far up. And I could also place a couple of Pack 40s on the left here as well, with maybe an IG-18. And I'll bring an IG-18 along with the Tigers. I think I'm just going to unload it and have it walk forwards. We're going to move Panzervernichtungs into the towns, I think. But they don't have any... Just realised they don't have any transports. Like, a lot of this infantry won't have transports. I'm actually lucky that the ersatz do, because the Schumann don't. I could also bring in the Stugs maybe on the right hand side. Let's maybe do that. I'm going to have them like super defensive though. And maybe like Panzervernichtungs can try and go up here. Let's actually just bring it into the town here. I think I will still have them from the start running forwards into position, but we're going to need to find something else that we can put there. Like maybe the Ersatztruppen we just spread out. I think that could be the best idea. Just for infantry support. So we'll have, say, one here, one here. We'll push one up to there. And as long as we have them in positions that can't easily be attacked, we should be fine. Like from distance, that is. I'm just gonna move that one there. This ersatz can move to the right hand side. Let's go. I'm just speeding things up. There is going to be a large portion that is not defended, I think, because they are recon. That one's okay. Let's just move that onto there. Great. Hopefully we can snipe that. Oh, he missed. That's unfortunate. I'm going to have that one like attack move the whole way across. Right. We haven't seen any of the T-34s yet, but they will be slower to get to the front line than other units. So just got to keep an eye out. Be patient. There they are. They're on the right hand side. I'm going to unload these ersatz so they can get into cover without being spotted. Alright. What else can we do? I'm probably just going to have to fall back here. and get them into the town. Start bringing up more Panzervernichtungs here. And I'm also going to bring up some Speertrupp so that we can see what's going on. Bring up the Commandant. And I'm actually going to have one of these Pak 40s shift to the right hand side. Get some more Schwimmer to come in. These all have to run, so we'll just let them do so. And I should probably start moving forwards any Ersatztruppen where they are not holding the line. Right, we need to be careful with how we do these engagements. I can probably just come through here now and kill them. But I don't want them to be next to each other. That's a bad mistake. Because otherwise they will share the any panicking shots, which is kind of annoying. Like if shots land nearby them that don't actually hit them, it will panic both of them. Well, saying that, they are both Tigers, so that's probably not going to do too much, but get the Speertrupp into position to make sure they are 3-star veterancy with the Commandant. That's also going to hopefully buff these guys. Never mind, they're not in range. Okay, good. Well, that's had a load of knocks, so we're moving back. And we move them forwards again. Get both of these Pak 40s to move over, because it looks like they're going to try and go up the hill. Now, having the Speertrupp here is important. We can spot units like that Sapelli. Okay, good. Let's unload this Speertrupp, and we'll have them start moving forwards. I can move up these Stugs now on the right hand side, since we are aware of the position of most of the T-34s. Let's have this one move over. Good, okay, good kill. The T-34 dead. And these Tigers we can just have push up to that position. I'm probably going to just feed them over there. Have the Pak 40s now follow up the Ersatz. Great. Making some decent ground here. So now it's a matter of falling back into the town and then engaging these two T-34s from distance. These poor Ersatztruppen. We're gonna speed over to the right hand side. They did actually smoke off in front of the T-34 there. Those that might die. They're just out of range actually, yeah. Right, from here, that can just attack me forwards. We'll have the other one do the same. Great. T-34 dead. Going to cause a major defeat in 5 minutes. Speed things up a bit. Get the Speertrupp to the edge. Speertrupp, come on. Get into position, buddies. We need to spot more infantry. But yeah, that T-34 is a goner. I'd also like to kill this T-34, but the Tigers are getting into position, so that's absolutely fine. Damn, that is one lucky T-34. Oh, check out all the burning wrecks in the distance. That looks gorgeous. We bounced off. We bounced off our Tiger, of course. Well, we didn't survive that one. Right, now we're on this ridge. We're going to be popping the BA-10M What's the accuracy on these, like, at maximum range? 62%. Alright, let's have the Speertrupp continue ahead of our Tigers, and we'll just clean up more and more of these units. My Schumer wall coming in there behind. Continue to move up on the right hand side, I think, with the Speertrupp and the Stugs. Get some more Schumer to start walking in, because why not? A little bit concerned about that mortar. We don't really have anything that can counter that right now. Could be a good idea to get this Tiger onto the hill with the Speertrupp there. Yeah, let's move these out of the way, because they're probably not going to be too useful, and I don't want them to die to mortars. They will be useful in the future, so that's why we want to keep them alive. For this battle, their use is done. Ooh, that's risky. That is very risky, engaging at that range. Thankfully, we do have the Stugs helping us out, but did not expect to bump into them there, of all places. And they actually managed to penetrate us, which is really bad. If he kills my Tiger, I'm not going to be happy. Oh, that hurts, guys. That really, really hurts. That was a pretty low penetration chance as well. I jinxed that so hard. Alright, well, let's just make things harder for myself, shall we? We lose a Tiger to a recon battalion. Nice one. Nice one. Alright, there we go. That's the AI dealt with. 11 minutes, 23 seconds. We lost our poor Tiger there. Damn. The 3-star T-34E. Finding the shot through, like, the vision hatch at the front or something like that. Crazy. Alright. Well, we didn't actually kill them, but we did disorganize them, which is basically good enough. It stops them from attacking us, at least. Right. We need to move that unit into line there, and then this one probably here. And those two can dig in next turn. Then we can move these behind. And also next turn we'll be able to afford the Panthers. So we'll have those ready to go, the 2 Panzer regiments. But unfortunately, guys, it has been my time. So I'm going to leave it here. In the next episode, what we'll do is just defend Borisov as best we can against the onslaught of Russian troops. They're also going to be hitting us on the top side, so it's smashing us in here. We do have defenses, which is our only saving grace. We may be able to break down quite a lot of the Shermans, but ultimately there are so many tanks that I'm a little worried we're not going to be able to hold, which would be scary. Like, these 88s are okay, but honestly, like, against this many tanks, I'll just get overwhelmed. We will see. This 43rd Guards Tank Regiment actually is half Valentine's, so not going to be as many Shermans as I hoped, or thought. No, I never hoped for more Shermans. But this is going to be ludicrous. That is 60 Shermans plus 50% on top of that. This is like 90 Shermans they can bring in that battle. Like, it's ridiculous. Alright, anyway. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.